Everybody, Steveo here for Movies and TV's On the Ball, and Mr. Movie Needs to Get Out. This film is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. It came out in the year 2016, and I was kind of flipping through channels. This is part of the streaming club where I look at something on streaming and talk about it. And on this video, I'm going to be looking at Get Out, which starred Bradley Winford from The West Wing, um, and a girl who looks a little bit like Dakota Johnson from 50 Shades of Grey. I don't think it's her. But this film is directed by Jordan Peele, who is pretty much famous for doing Key and Peele. And he has been a really strong director in horror and suspense. I think he's sort of the new flavor, he's really kind of changing the way horror movies are done. And this one was kind of his first really big horror film. He also directed Us, and which was, I think, based a little bit kind of on the Twilight Zone episode um, about a doppelganger. This one stars Bradley Winford from Billy Madison and The West Wing, and it's about a guy named Chris and his girlfriend, and he's meeting his parents, or he's meeting his girlfriend's parents for the first time. And he is black, and she happens to be white. And this film, what I really like about this film is it really deals with the um, relation, kind of the interracial relationships, but it also deals with but it just feels like it has sort of a twist to it, because we find out that he is a psychologist and his wife is a therapist, and and it's sort of, everything's going great. They're really happy to meet him. It's sort of like it. I mean, I think I could see the beginning of this movie's trailer as sort of a fall in love with a romantic, kind of fall in love, kind of like Meet the Parents kind of feel to it, kind of a rom-com. And what I like about this film is there's sort of a twist to it, and where uh, his girlfriend's mom starts to shrink him, and she uses this sort of hypnotizing hypnotist way of doing it by using a teacup and stirring the tea, and that uh, keys. It's a really strong film. I probably know most of you guys have seen this film, and I've seen it, and I really like how the way it works. I mean, it deals with, I think, interracial relationship, which is the key, but it also is just so, it's got a really, really interesting twist, and kind of her character changes a little bit from kind of this nice, nice girlfriend to completely psychotic. And I really, and I really like how how he kind of he's out taking kind of pictures of the area, and there's this guy and it's kind of the twist, and the thing, this guy that's been out there, and he's like, "Hi, how are you?" And he like works on the he works on the plantation. I think he's like building a shed or something, and he takes a picture of the guy, and this automatically anti-hypnotizes him, and he's like, "Get out, you need to get out, title of the film, but it really works, and then the film kind of goes in sort of a really interesting twist where we see that um, this is creepy, gory stuff that really works. But I really like Get Out. I think it's a really strong horror film for the 2010s, and I think if we look at 2010 2010s movies or genres, I think the horror genre really really spiked it up pretty high. And I think I like the fact that this film, I think the acting's really great. The girl that plays the daughter, who I thought was Dakota Johnson, but I don't think it's not. She she really does a 180 turn, and I really liked her character changing from kind of this oh sweet woman to completely crazy. And I think it's such a great strong film that um you know works, and it's and I love the tension, especially in the scene where the um the mom is sort of trying to psychoanalyze her daughter's new boyfriend, Chris, and she's using the tea, and and it's great filmmaking visually, the of him just sort of noticing things going, him kind of noticing him being in the chair and freaking out. And I think Get Out it is a classic for the 2015 films, 2010s horror movies. I think it works really well. I like the I like the racial tension, and it works pretty well. There's a scene where Bradley or Billy Madison villain talks to Chris and says, "I wish I could have voted for Obama for a third term," and I think it's a really, really fascinating horror. And then we get to kind of see where the ending winds up. And if anybody probably seen it, we kind of notice that it's um, there's a whole different like weird horror twist to it. I'm not gonna get into it, but I really like Get Out. I give it I guess on my horror scale, film rating scale, I'll have to give it a solid 97. I think it works really well. I think it's a classic horror film. I like the tension, the twist of the characters between kind of how they evolve and change. But I really like this film. I think it works really good, um, really well. I've got a 98% on Rotten Tomato. I have to give it a 98. It's really good. I think it would be in the horror section. I think it'd be a 1 to 100. I would say I would give it a 97 to 98. It's a great horror film. I would put this with with I think Jordan Peele. This really gave Jordan kind of put Jordan Peele on the map of a great horror film. It's about it's just turned I think 10 years old this year. Check it out. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe. Peace.